A nuclear warhead represents one of humanity's most profound and terrifying achievements. It is not merely a bigger bomb, it is a device that taps into the fundamental forces holding the universe together. These forces, normally confined within the infinitesimally small nucleus of an atom, unleash unimaginable energy when released. Think of it as unlocking a cosmic secret, one that has the power to create stars or to bring about unprecedented destruction on our own planet. Understanding this technology is not just an academic exercise, it is a crucial responsibility for every citizen of the modern world, as its implications shape geopolitics, our environment, and indeed, our very survival as a species. The sheer scale of energy released by a nuclear warhead dwarfs anything seen in conventional warfare. A single sophisticated device can unleash more destructive force than all the bombs dropped during World War II combined. This power comes from converting a tiny amount of matter directly into energy, following Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared. The c squared part, the speed of light multiplied by itself, is an enormous number. This means even a minuscule piece of matter, smaller than a baseball, can produce an explosion capable of leveling entire cities, altering landscapes, and sending radioactive fallout drifting across continents. It is a stark reminder of the immense power hidden within the fabric of reality. These weapons are designed to be instruments of strategic deterrence, often held by nations as a means to prevent large-scale conflicts. The principle, known grimly as mutually assured destruction, or MAD, suggests that the catastrophic consequences of nuclear war for all parties involved would prevent any one side from initiating such a conflict. Yet the very existence of these warheads presents a constant, simmering threat. Accidental detonation, miscalculation during a crisis, or the proliferation of these weapons to unstable actors are all scenarios that keep strategists and scientists awake at night. The power is awesome, but the responsibility it entails is even greater. In this exploration, we will journey into the heart of the atom. We will uncover how these devices work, from the basic physics to the intricate engineering. We will look at the different types of nuclear weapons, the step-by-step process of their detonation, and the safety measures designed to prevent disaster. We will also touch upon the international efforts to control their spread. This knowledge is not meant to incite fear, but to foster a deeper understanding. For it is only through understanding that we can hope to navigate the complex challenges posed by the nuclear age and work towards a safer future for all. capacity for both creation and destruction. The genie was out of the bottle. Shape the material without hitting another nucleus, and the chain reaction dies out. If you have a critical mass, or even better, a supercritical mass, where more than one neutron per fission causes further fissions, the reaction will grow exponentially, releasing an enormous amount of energy in a fraction of a second. Controlling this chain reaction is the difference between a nuclear reactor and a nuclear bomb. In a nuclear power plant, the chain reaction is carefully controlled, allowing energy to be released slowly and safely to generate electricity. Moderators slow down neutrons and control rods absorb excess neutrons to prevent the reaction from running away. In a fission bomb, however, the goal is the exact opposite: to create a runaway, uncontrolled chain reaction as quickly and completely as possible. This is achieved by rapidly assembling a supercritical mass of fissile material, leading to the devastating explosion. At such extreme temperatures is an immense scientific and engineering challenge. Projects like ITER, International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, are working towards this goal, but practical fusion power plants are still likely decades away. The physics is understood, but the engineering is incredibly complex. In the context of weapons, however, uncontrolled fusion has been achieved. Thermonuclear weapons, or hydrogen bombs, H-bombs, use a fission bomb as a trigger. The intense heat and radiation from the initial fission explosion create the necessary extreme conditions to ignite the fusion fuel. This results in a much more powerful explosion than a fission bomb alone, often hundreds or even thousands of times greater. These devices represent the pinnacle of destructive capability developed by humankind, truly like unleashing a small piece of the sun on Earth. The destructive potential is almost beyond comprehension. This allows more of the fissile material to undergo fission before the bomb blows itself apart, increasing the efficiency and yield. The radiator typically contains materials like polonium and beryllium, which react when crushed together by the implosion to release a flood of neutrons. All these components must work together with microsecond precision for the bomb to achieve its designed yield, a testament to incredibly precise engineering. Center. This entire secondary assembly is encased within a special radiation case, usually made of a heavy material like uranium. The interior of this case is often lined with a material that helps to channel and reflect the X-rays from the primary. The intense X-rays from the exploding primary flood the space within the radiation case, a process called radiation implosion. These X-rays heat and ablate material from the surface of the secondary tamper, causing an immense pressure that compresses the fusion fuel and the central spark plug. Simultaneously, neutrons from the primary convert lithium in the fuel into tritium. The compressed spark plug then goes critical and fissions, providing the extreme heat and pressure needed to ignite the deuterium-tritium fusion reaction in the main fuel charge. This fusion reaction releases enormous energy and more neutrons, which can cause further fission in the uranium tamper of the secondary, adding to the overall yield. It's a complex, multi-step cascade. That focus the shockwave inward, creating a powerful, symmetrical implosion. This implosion wave travels through the tamper and slams into the fissile core, which is typically a sphere or shell of plutonium or highly enriched uranium. The core, initially in a subcritical state, meaning it cannot sustain a chain reaction on its own, is rapidly compressed to several times its original density. This sudden increase in density is what makes the material go supercritical. At the precise moment of maximum compression, the neutron initiator at the center of the core is crushed. This releases a burst of neutrons into the now supercritical fissile material. These initial neutrons kickstart the nuclear chain reaction. Each neutron striking a fissile nucleus causes it to split, releasing energy and more neutrons, which in turn cause more fissions. The reaction multiplies exponentially. 2 fissions become 4, then 8, 16, and so on, in an incredibly rapid cascade. Billions upon billions of fissions occur in less than a microsecond. The energy released from these fissions rapidly heats the core to tens of millions of degrees Celsius, creating a superheated plasma under immense pressure. This plasma expands explosively, generating the characteristic fireball, blast wave, and intense radiation of a nuclear explosion. The entire process, from the firing of the detonators to the release of nuclear energy, happens so quickly that it is almost instantaneous from a human perspective. For a thermonuclear fusion bomb, this entire fission explosion sequence serves as the match to light the much larger fusion stage, creating an even more devastating and complex cascade. A nuclear weapon. PALs can range from simple mechanical locks in older designs to complex electronic systems requiring multiple codes, which may be held by different authorities. The intention is to ensure that no single individual, or even a small group acting without proper authorization from the highest levels of command, like a head of state, can launch a nuclear weapon. This provides a crucial check against maintains a policy of ambiguity. Concerns also persist about the potential for other nations or even non-state actors to acquire nuclear weapons or materials. The slow pace of disarmament by existing nuclear powers is another point of contention, leading to frustration among non-nuclear states and potentially undermining the treaty's long-term viability. The dream of a world free of nuclear weapons still seems distant. Looking to the future, the nuclear landscape remains complex and dynamic. New technologies such as advanced missile systems and cyber warfare capabilities could impact strategic stability. Regional tensions and the potential breakdown of existing arms control agreements add further uncertainty. Understanding the science behind nuclear warheads, their devastating effects, and the international efforts to control them is more critical than ever. It empowers us to engage in informed discussions about national security, disarmament, and the kind of world we want to leave for future generations. The awesome power of the atom demands our constant vigilance and our unwavering commitment to peace and responsible stewardship.